Saturday, the 23rd of October 2010 passed as a normal day in most quarters of Kenya's capital, Nairobi. However, a sizable chunk of the city's inhabitants had circled their diaries for an important appointment that evening. The two biggest football clubs in the country were scheduled to face off in a league match that had been hyped up by the media the past week. 27-year-old Frank Kiribwa was one of them.
Surprisingly, he had never gone to watch football. This was his first time to go to the stadium.
The youthful entrepreneur, who had over the past few months gradually developed a soft spot for Kenyan Premier League side AFC Leopards, seemed so eager for the adventure that he took to social site Facebook at 2:23 p.m, 4.5 hours to the match's kickoff, and posted what would turn out to be his final message. It read, "Si tukutane stadi, naona mtu akiumizwa na ingwe vinoma." Loosely translated to imply, "Let's meet at the stadium. I fancy AFC Leopards thrashing somebody." The match was scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. at the Nyayo National Stadium, located just outside Nairobi's central business district. A larger than usual crowd assembled at the venue moments before the game kicked off. Matters were made even worse by the limited security and other staff mandated to assist the crowd gain entrance. Then things started going wrong. An unexpected drizzle led to panic from the crowd and staff.
I was there and I saw it happen. It was an unfortunate and worst incident and tragic incident where and the lowest moment of the league in Kenyan football history.
Heavy rains came and all the security men and the bouncers of both clubs, or one of the clubs, took off. And him being among the few that were on the front line, actually being among the first ones, when the gate fell, he fell with it and his system was mad, was dismantled.
In the ensuing stampede that lasted about 10 to 30 minutes, Frank, alongside 4 other fans, David Oundo Ochieng, Victor Juma Okoth, Winnie Karemi Kinywa, and Stephen Ochieng Onyango, lost their precious lives. So, who is to blame for this unfortunate incident?
Either stakeholders were negligent.
Both the stadium management, the clubs.
At the time, we had a very blanket law that says the home team is responsible for security.
You have the police, you have the Premier League, you have the Football Kenyan Federation, which at that time I think it was Football Kenyan Limited.
Several indicators point to some eye-glaring omissions.
Vile nimefika hapo, watu walikuwa wamelaliana kama makaa, wengine wamelaliwa na chuma, wengine wamefinywa, wamama, watoto wadogo.
The Nyayo National Stadium has a VIP entrance and 11 other gates. It is therefore disturbing to note that only 3 gates were open on the fateful day.
These guys don't want to open the gates, many gates, because they stand a chance of losing revenue.
We are ordering immediately an investigation.
The government later contracted and received a report on the incident from a reputable British-based security firm, G4S, which outlined several loopholes at match venues in Kenya and the probable solutions. They included installation of CCTV cameras, installation of inbuilt public address systems, no selling of match tickets on match day, increase of security personnel on match day, and sensitizing fans on the importance of maintaining law and order. A recent survey indicated that most of these conditions have so far been implemented. A recent match between AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia at the Kasarani Stadium saw a heavy presence of security and several entrances availed to the fans. In the meantime, the wheels of justice have moved at a painfully slow pace for the affected families, but they will be hoping it takes a relatively shorter time than the infamous Hillsborough disaster that occurred in the United Kingdom 23 years ago, when 96 people lost their lives in similar circumstances. The UK government recently admitted partial responsibility for the tragedy.
I've waited this long and for it to be a massive event like this and not to come out, but I'm still not getting my hopes up.
I just hope and pray that the Prime Minister makes a full apology.
It also depends on fan behaviour. which we are trying to do sensitization. They catch it, we are out of that. We're trying to do, all the parties, we're trying to bring everyone on board to ensure that we don't have such things anymore in the future.
All said and done, the responsibility of safeguarding our very own lives starts with ourselves.